Hi and welcome to another lesson from Getting Started with WordPress. In this lesson, we'll learn about WordPress plugins and how they add functionality to our website. Use this video as a guide and follow along on your own WordPress site. If you don't have a WordPress site yet, visit this link to find out how we will create one for you absolutely free. Plugins are add-ons that extend the functionality of WordPress. Plugins can add new widgets, give your post Facebook or Twitter buttons, turn WordPress into an e-commerce shopping cart, create a mobile version of your website, and much more. If you've ever said to yourself, I wish my website could do this, there's a good chance that there's a plugin that could do it for you. And as you see, there are thousands of plugins in the directory. Let's try installing some plugins to see how it works. In the WordPress admin, we can go to the plugins page to view and manage the plugins that are currently installed on the site. By default, WordPress comes pre-installed with two plugins. Akismet is an anti-spam plugin which we will learn about in the lesson on managing comments. Hello Dolly was the first ever plugin written for WordPress, and as a tribute it comes pre-installed with every copy. You can safely ignore this plugin or even delete it. What we are really interested in is how to add new plugins. We can do that by clicking on Add New in the main menu or at the top of the plugins page. On the Install Plugins page, we can now search the directory by keyword or browse plugins. We can also view featured, popular, new, and recently updated plugins. We can also install plugins by uploading them directly from our computer. This should look pretty familiar to you if you already know how to manage themes. First, let's try searching the directory for a plugin. I want to add a contact form to the website so that visitors can easily contact us. So I'll search for contact form. WordPress now shows me a list of all plugins that can provide us with a contact form feature. We can see a description of the plugin, a star rating, and a version number. This information helps us to choose a good plugin. Try looking for one that has a good star rating and a version number of at least 1 or higher. Click on the details link to view the description and screenshots. Higher quality plugins usually have better descriptions and screenshots. Unfortunately, finding a good plugin can be a bit like finding a needle in a haystack. What I usually prefer to do is to go to the popular plugins page. And here we see that this Contact Form 7 plugin is one of the most popular plugins in the directory. It's also been downloaded over 4 million times, so that's an indication to the quality of the plugin. To install it, we can click the Install Now button here, or we can click the link here. WordPress will ask us to confirm that we want to install the plugin. Once we confirm, it downloads and installs the plugin for us automatically. All that's left to do is to activate the plugin. Most plugins come with a few settings, which we can normally find under the Settings or the Plugins menu. Some plugins like Contact Form 7 will even add a whole new menu section to the WordPress admin like this. Contact Form 7 is a pretty straightforward plugin. This box allows us to structure the fields of the contact form. The Mail Settings box below it lets us specify where the contact form submissions are sent to, and we can even send a copy to the person who submitted the form with the optional Mail To settings. You can learn more about the options and settings by visiting the Contact Form 7 plugin website. Let's just use the default form settings for now. To embed the contact form on our contact page, we first need to copy this shortcode. Next, we'll go to Pages and click here to edit the contact page. Now let's modify this and then paste the code under it. And this is where the form will appear on our contact page. Finally, save changes by clicking Update. I've also disabled the comment form on this page. This way, visitors will only see the contact form and not the comment form. And on the page, we'll find the contact form here. And that's how we can add new features to our website with plugins. Explore the plugin directory to find more interesting and useful plugins for your own website. A note about managing plugins. Each activated plugin will add a little bit of extra overhead to the website, causing it to load slower and slower. Installing too many plugins may even cause your site to overload and crash. Limit the number of activated plugins and deactivate those that are not in use. Also, sometimes plugins can cause compatibility issues. If your site starts doing strange things, this may be the problem. Try deactivating all of the plugins and reactivating them one by one until you find the culprit. The plugin directory contains many free and great plugins. However, there are also plugins that are distributed outside of the directory. Because WordPress is open source software, anyone can write a plugin and distribute it from their own website. Like themes, there are also commercial plugins available for WordPress. These are generally more complex and higher quality than the free plugins because the plugin developer is being paid to develop the plugin. You also get better support for these premium plugins. Unfortunately, the WordPress website doesn't yet have a page that provides a list of endorsed plugin authors, which makes it hard to determine the quality of third-party and premium plugins. You should always be careful of downloading plugins from independent plugin authors, because some plugins can contain viruses and other nasties for your website. Do a Google search for the plugin to see what other people are saying about it before installing it on your website. You can find a list of plugin providers that I have used and recommend in the notes for this lesson. I hope you found this lesson useful. We provide additional content and a support forum to registered members of click2launch.net. Sign up for a free membership by visiting this link.